I want to kind of back up and just restate what you just did, so folks understand that you guys really kind of greenfielded. Hello and welcome to the Laramy-K Optician Works Training Center, where today we have, sort of a follow-up interview with Tina Lahti from IOT. A few months back, we did a piece on their new digital RayPath 2 technology, and today we are going to talk about their new Steady and Steady Plus methodology. Next week, I'm going to sit down with Janet and we will talk about how these things affect the Laramy-K brand. Now, a side note here, I know that all kinds of people watch these videos. Unless you personally deal one-to-one with a wholesale optical lab ordering surfaced work, some of this really isn't going to make much sense to you. But for anyone who does, or maybe more important, for anyone thinking that it might be time to consider going with an independent in-house lens brand, well, hopefully it will. Hello there, Tina.
Hi, John. Thanks for having me on Optician Works again.
Welcome. Always good to see you. Last time we got together, we did cover DRP2, so I'm going to give you a 30 seconds to make your elevator pitch on that, and then we'll pick up with the new stuff.
Digital RayPath 2 is IoT's new foundational technology for freeform personalized lenses. It's our new ray trace technology. We've worked hard over many years and succeeded in creating more sophisticated math for the design calculation. This is the calculation that happens in the lab when you create a personalized and compensated freeform lens for every individual. So this technology allows us to create personalized and compensated lenses with much sharper vision. And we've had this product out for a while in single vision lenses, and we've gotten just amazing testimonials on them. We've had it available in endless single vision and endless single vision anti-fatigue. So now we're very, very excited to bring this technology into our progressive lens portfolio.
All right. And again, I'll throw up that video so people can track it down, and we'll leave a link as well at the end of this. And yeah, I'll mention later on, I think Janet's saying we're getting excellent feedback on the stuff that we have put out into the field so far.
That's great.
What we did not talk about last time we got together is the Steady and the Steady Plus methodology. Mm-hmm. And quite frankly, as always, I'm a little stuck. The images in the brochure that you sent me, they look, simply amazing. I've never seen reductions in blur zone, regions of blur zone like that. In the brochure, I keep seeing the term mean power. So let's start there and tell me a little bit about what that means and how it applies to the Steady and Steady Plus.
As I'm sure many opticians know, there are blur elements in any progressive lens. They're required. They're caused by the power change in the lens and what has to happen to make that happen on a smooth surface. But there are two distinct elements of blur in the lower periphery of a progressive lens. There's unwanted mean power, and you'll see in the study methodology paperwork and white papers and articles, we talk about unwanted mean power. For opticians, this is a way of saying spherical equivalent power. So unwanted mean power, and then there's unwanted cylinder power. And the industry for a long time has been working on unwanted cylinder power, but there are both two elements. And here's a formula that will help you. This is how we look at blur. You can see that the formula includes the difference between the target and perceived power, both for spherical equivalent and cylinder power. So both elements go into blur. For many years, as I said, we've been working on cylinder power, and we specifically decide where to place this power so wearers can accept it. And we move it around for different use case scenarios, right? Different configurations of lenses. If you want a distance lens or a near lens or an intermediate lens, we move it all around. But unwanted mean power was largely ignored. And unwanted mean power also, as you saw in the formula, contributes to blur, and it plays a large role in the swim effect. So the swim effect is the feeling of motion that progressive lens wearers sometimes experience. There are two images on the screen. And the first image, well, they're both mean power maps, right? So spherical equivalent power. And what you're seeing is a map only of the unwanted and wanted mean power in a personalized and compensated progressive lens. This is a good personalized and compensated progressive lens, but one without steady methodology. So if we apply steady methodology, we can virtually eliminate the unwanted mean power that contributes to blur. So these maps are of mean power, cylinder power is not here. But what we can do is we can address mean power without increasing the necessary unwanted cylinder power.
All right.
The wearers, now these are, I'm showing you more images here. This is an actual map of the mean power difference overlaying a nice scene, a place we would all want to be right now.
Right. Yeah.
It's colder. But this is what a progressive lens wearer would experience for unwanted mean power for real. With and without steady methodology. So we say it virtually eliminates, and you can see on the right, there's still a little bit left. But look how much that opens up the distance vision in a progressive lens, which is very important.
Let's say I've never seen maps like that. And granted, we're not talking about actual vision through that lens, and we're talking about that mean power distribution. But still, that's pretty impressive map, that's for sure.
And then you mentioned Steady Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So Steady Plus is an improvement on steady methodology. It's only available in camber lenses, so for camber lens blanks. And camber lens blanks have a unique front surface that gets steeper as you drop lower in the lens. That frees us up to do more design work on the back side. So in camber lenses, we have a design called Camber Steady Plus, where we can control not only very carefully the unwanted mean power, but the wanted mean power. So what you see here is the power that we want, the add power, is much more symmetrical in nature, and that will help with binocularity in mid-range and near. So those camber wearers will get all the benefits of the distance, plus a little bit more in the near for binocularity and width when their eyes work together reading.
Is Steady Plus always combined with camber? Is that those two are unique? Okay.
Yes.
All right, we have got DRP2. We talked about that last time. Now we have Steady and Camber Steady Plus. Those are coming online. Are we talking about weeks, months, year? What are we talking about as time frame before we'll see these out common?
Sure. I would say over the next few months, you'll see most of them. We've redesigned every single lens in our standard portfolio, which was over 20 designs. It was a lot. But most of the new progressive lens designs are available now. Some specialty designs will be coming over the next 60 days into about late November. But, this is a big but, we don't make lenses. Laboratories make lenses. And even the best designs are useless if they're not carefully and properly manufactured by the laboratory. So our partner laboratories, when they launch a new design, they complete a huge quality analysis and testing before they release new products. So that process can take a few days or it can take a few weeks depending on the complexity of the manufacturing environment. So I would say check with your laboratory to see. Sometime over the next couple of weeks, the majority of the designs will be available from many labs, and then the next couple of months, I would guess almost all of them.
I know we are looking forward to it. Now, you just picked up on something, and I want to touch base on it again because it's always worth reviewing what it is that IoT does. And in that opening piece, I said a lot of people aren't going to even really understand because they don't make the connection with a wholesale lab, so this wouldn't make sense for them. But in nice, simple, John the Bear of Little Brain, IoT is a lens design software company. Laramy-K, the wholesale optical lab, we have an agreement with IoT that allows us to use your designs with our hardware for a clicked fee, and we rebrand those lenses as our own brand names. And it sounds like you did some rebranding in order to kind of tidy things up a little bit for the global market. For those people who are familiar with the IoT products, the IoT catalog, the IoT designs, not lenses. What does that mean for them? What's it different?
We're upgrading the technology and releasing it in every single level of design category we have. So our premium top tier designs are all dual-sided, and they're created for camber lenses, which are made by Younger Optics, a great independent lens manufacturing company. There are top tier designs, and they're getting Steady Plus methodology, and they've been completely rebuilt on digital ray path 2. They're also getting an upgrade to their configuration. So they'll be available in a regular design, what we often in the industry call a balanced design. And then if a laboratory chooses to, they can have special configurations that emphasize distance vision, intermediate vision, or near vision. And those design, we like to joke around and call them flavors, are based on our ability to move around the unwanted cylinder power in the lens, that element of blur. So that's the top tier. In the middle, we're releasing Endless. So we're releasing Endless Steady, also built on digital ray path 2. And this is for any spherical lens blank. So laboratories like this because they can pair it with any lens manufacturer that they want to, and that gives them great flexibility for materials and coatings and whatever. So that is our top tier for spherical lens blanks. And it's personalized and compensated and everything you would expect in a great freeform lens. And then we'll have another tier category called Essential. Essential lenses are not built on digital ray path 2. They are not personalized and compensated. So that technology does not apply. And sometimes you do. You have a use for a very good but value lens offering that exists in the market. So we're upgrading that as well because we can. So Steady methodology is even going on that level of technology. So new technology foundation for good, better, and best for us. And then we're doing the same with all of our specialty designs. So we have office designs, anti-fatigue designs, and single vision designs that are already done. Pilot designs, sport designs, wrap designs, whatever a laboratory needs to complete their portfolio for their offering. We've probably made it and it's available in the catalog.
Gotcha. Yeah. And again, guys, we'll be reviewing the Laramy-K piece of this next week for you. In several of the videos, I say the changes being made to lenses now are not the leaps and bounds that they were 20 and 30 years ago. But there are still being changes made, and they're really, really important. I think I want to kind of back up and just restate what you just did so folks understand that you guys really kind of greenfielded. You had the same technology base and you were doing these small little increments of change. And just this past year, basically, you really moved the line ahead a little bit and changed some things. The DRP2 is a truly different approach to lens design, as is Steady Plus. I don't want to put them in the leaps and bound categories, but they're not incremental baby steps either. These are changes that people will in fact see when they wear these lenses. Again, what I'm hearing from Janet, the fraction of the stuff that we've put out, because we don't have all of it yet, hasn't all been released. We're getting excellent feedback on, and certainly looking forward to more of that. Anything you would like to add?
I think just one last thing. IoT, for those of you who aren't familiar with us, we're a very young academic technology company. We were started as a university spin-off in Madrid, Spain, 15 years ago, right? So young.
Yeah.
Our first office was like 43 square feet. And in 2010, we partnered with Younger Optics here in the US, a great independent lens manufacturing company. And that really opened up the world to us 10 years ago. And we opened our office here in the United States in Torrance, California, where we're headquartered today. We still have technology centers and offices in Madrid and in California. We now have over 400 laboratory partners. We're in 69 countries worldwide. They all utilize IoT technologies and services, and they produced tens of millions of lenses last year. So that was super exciting. All of this has come from our relationship with our partners, the constant feedback we get from them, and the wear trials we do. And we've branched out in technologies. So now we do not only the lens design software that you talked about, that all of these lenses are based on, but we do photochromic lens blanks. We help lens labs with quality monitoring, software systems, all kinds of different technologies that labs need to make lenses because labs make lenses.
Yes.
So what's allowed all of this to happen are great partners like Laramy-K that have encouraged us to keep learning, keep growing, keep improving, keep producing better stuff, so that when you release your private label, you can always say, hey, this is the best. this is the best, and you're getting it just from us. So thank you for your support and contributions, and we've just all gotten to this point together.
Likewise, yes, absolutely. I've had the pleasure of meeting Daniel and IoT, a very young academic company that started off as a university spinoff. I just have this overwhelming awe of those guys. I mean, these folks, these are doctoral level mathematicians, physicists. These are like crazy smart people, and they just happen to start exploring this. I mean, one of the most complex areas possible, lens design, and they pulled this together and they made it work. It's just so cool. And again, it's nice to be a part of it. That's for sure. Quick review: DRP2 Steady, Camera Steady Plus. If you are already part of this or thinking it's time to become a part of this, you want to start working with IoT, working with an IoT lab, get in touch with us. We'll put up Tina's contact information as well. And again, guys, maybe it is time to start thinking about, independent branding of your own progressive line in-house, equal to or far surpassing probably what you're buying from the big names. You will be happy, your customers will be happy, and you probably will even make a little bit more money, which is always a good thing in business. All right, anything else to add there, Tina?
No, thank you so much for having us.
We're good. As always, you are most welcome. All right. See ya.